It is my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Amy Kramer. Amy, oh, you can clap. Amy is a Robertson Scholar with majors in public policy and political science with concentrations in U.S. foreign policy and security, peace, and conflict studies. Next year, Amy will be earning a master's in global affairs in Beijing as a Schwarzman Scholar. She was also recently elected to serve two terms on Duke University's Board of Trustees. In her free time, Amy was the principal bassoonist of the Duke Symphony Orchestra. Let's welcome Amy Kramer.
Hello to the friends and family who have filled this hall today, and to all those watching on the live stream here on campus and around the world. It is truly an honor to speak with you today. In the summer before I came to Duke, I planned out every class that I was going to take for 4 years. I was that person. But one theme to my time as a Blue Devil is that plans change. Take it from me, internships fall through. And despite people asking you since literally August what you're going to be doing next year, sometimes you don't get that interview. We all got to where we're sitting today through a circuitous path that most certainly contained at least one turn we did not foresee. The moral of many of our stories is that life happens, and as leaders, we need to be flexible. We need to be resilient. Duke and the interdisciplinary nature of the public policy major have prepared us for the real world and all the exciting twists and turns to come. I, for one, was so sure when I came to Duke that I was going to major in economics. But it didn't take more than one semester in Econ 101 to realize that the theory of economics was not enough for me. I sought the real-world application, the real-life context within which economics can drive change. I soon found public policy as the perfect integration of political science, economics, psychology, and ethics. We advise the policymakers. We embrace questions as the decision makers. We develop solutions in the service of society. So parents, in case your graduate did not tell you what they've been learning the last 4 years, let me give you just a taste of the public policy major. When we walked into the Sanford School for the first time and entered our intro pub class, we discovered the richness of public policy. We struggled through writing our first memo, a skill that our peers in other institutions may never learn until they're already on the job. Through our core courses, we've studied the political process behind policy and began to understand the methods to leverage political stakeholders and push legislation through. We studied the biggest economic policies in this country and also how to explain them to Aunt Sally at Thanksgiving, who doesn't remember her college economics course. Our examples came right from the headlines. How does cap and trade work? Why do firms set prices like they do? What is the elasticity of people's demand for long graduation speeches? But maybe most importantly, and most uniquely, is Sanford's recognition of ethics as a vital foundation for any policy action. In our required ethics course, we were challenged to look at policies differently and consider some of the most difficult issues to legislate. And in every other class, we were similarly pushed to consider the ethical implications of any proposed policy action. Sanford's recognition of ethics as a key tenet of public policy decision-making is a reflection of Sanford's commitment to fostering a community of ethical leaders. Taking our talents on the road so that we can apply what we've learned, one of the most important parts of the public policy major is, of course, the internship requirement. While many of us honed our public policy skills by trying to frame an investment banking gig into a policy internship, Most students in Sanford spend hours with Elise and Suzanne in the career office before being thrust into the real world. But like the rest of our circuitous Duke paths, sometimes the internship process does not go according to plan. In my junior year, I landed a pretty cool internship in Germany, but March became April, and April became May, and my security clearance had not processed yet. So with summer fast approaching, I desperately applied to literally anything Elise said sounded reasonable. But after every road seemed to lead to a dead end, I had to jump off the beaten path, and my mentor helped me reach out to her contacts at Fort Knox. I soon found myself in the U.S. Army Cadet Command's Research Division and helped write a national diversity strategy and draft memos for the commanding general as their first intern ever. The Army staff were surprised when everything I wrote was good enough the first time, because they didn't know how many times we all had already rewritten our memos through the public policy major. By the end of the summer, I soon found myself in a room full of male Army colonels, briefing them on my relatively controversial thesis research that found some negative trends having to do with male Army ROTC commanders. But because of my statistics coursework, I was confident in my data. Because of my coursework in political analysis, I understood the political climate associated with women in the military and recognized the veto points in my way. I collaborated with stakeholders in order to implement a solution that will improve the environment for all female ROTC cadets in the country. Through the public policy major, I've learned to be a problem solver, to incentivize buy-in, and to frame issues to convey importance and support. And through forging my own path, I ended up in the single best place for me. It just took some twists and turns to arrive. And we didn't go down the circuitous path alone. We had advisors, professors, TAs, peers, mentors, and staff. From thesis funding to an internal career office, we have been mentored and coached through it all. Our professors Skyped with us through the summer to help with our theses. Our professors stayed until 3 a.m. to ensure that a post-election discussion had ample time to develop and everyone an opportunity to listen and be heard. Our professors have leveraged their professional networks to help us succeed in Washington and beyond. Our professors have made themselves available outside the classroom and far beyond the call of duty. I'd like to acknowledge these wonderful Sanford faculty, staff, advisors, and mentors with a quick round of applause. We were in our Sanford classrooms after the 2016 election. We discussed and fought and listened and learned as unexpected political events changed in real time. We were in our Sanford classrooms learning about healthcare and the tax code and engaging the new ones as they were being written. We were in our Sanford classrooms when hurricanes ravaged parts of the United States, and we had to explain, of course without jargon, the economic policy options available for recovery. In our Sanford seminars, we analyzed issues seemingly impossible to legislate, such as hate speech on college campuses. We began our own nonprofits. We studied law, education, the environment, international trade, national security, global health, and journalism. We had an education that not only prepared us for the real world, it was about the real world in real time. And now I turn to you, my fellow graduates. Some of us know what we're doing for years to come. Others have a plan for just the next 1 or 2. And others are still looking. And that is okay, because like everything else, we're following a circuitous path. And sometimes the most learning happens when plans change, and the best jobs come from the rejections before them. We must be flexible. We must be open-minded. And just like we learn to problem solve in the classroom, we must continue to break through ceilings when all doors appear closed. And like many of our professors were there for us, we must be there for those who follow in our footsteps as strong Duke alumni. So friends, congratulations, at least for now, no more memos, no more weekly quizzes, no more long majors union emails, late nights, or exams. We're prepared for the real world. And like you, I cannot wait to take it on. Thank you.